I'm LA Knight and I'm back with my hashtag attacking peace signs AYearAthon catch-up-a-thon wrap-up. I know I didn't do any updating during the week of your hashtag AYearAthon because I couldn't really, because I don't have internet at home and my life is just really busy, and so instead I figured what I would do is I did an opening vid with my May to be reads list. I also put in my hashtag AYearAthon, hashtag catch-up-a-thon list, and then I'm gonna do a wrap-up video. So that's what I'm doing right now. So welcome to my hashtag AYearAthon, hashtag catch-up-a-thon, two peace signs trying to kill each other wrap-up. My original goal for hashtag AYearAthon for this month, because the theme was to catch up on a series, was since I'm so busy I figured I would only actually have time to catch up on like one thing. So I figured I could maybe squeeze in 2 books. So I wanted to catch up on the Lunar Chronicles because I've been wanting to read Scarlet for like ever. As you know, if you've seen my Made to be Reads video, the library is an evil thief and tried to steal Scarlet from me and succeeded. And then I bought it during my April book binge. So here's my lovely copy of Scarlet that's used, which is why it looks a little bent. I try not to do that to my books. I actually managed to surpass my goal. I actually started late too, which is really impressive, I think, because I actually forgot about it. I forgot about hashtag AYearAthon until I got to work on Monday, on the 5th. I was emailing my friend Lorian from Lori and Kitty Books, and she was like, yeah, so I started on hashtag AYearAthon. I was like, oh, snapped, because I didn't have anything. And it was like, I didn't get off work till 10 o'clock that night, and I was tired, and also we had movies that were due at the library that we had to finish because they were late, and we owed fines, so we like really needed to turn them in. So I didn't have time to read. So I didn't start reading until Tuesday. And hashtag AYearAthon is the first full week of the month, so it was from the 5th to the 12th, which was yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Tuesday, I read all of Scarlet. I gotta say, I liked Cinder. Like, when I read it when it first came out, like 2 years ago, I liked it. I was like, this is cool, but it was really predictable. Scarlet did not have that problem. I was really impressed actually with Scarlet. See, you always want your writers to get better with every book, not worse, but second book syndrome is like an epidemic with a lot of writers. Cough, Veronica Roth, cough. With Marissa Meyer, I was actually really impressed because Scarlet was actually like 10 times better than Cinder. I couldn't call most of the plot points except for spoiler, just warning you now, every book I'm gonna hold up is gonna have a spoiler in it. I knew that Wolf was gonna be a bad guy. I knew that. I knew there was gonna be, because he was Wolf and they talked about the wolf-like lunar soldiers in Cinder or whatever, I think, or at like the beginning of Scarlet. I can't remember which actually, because this is what happens when I read like 7 books in 1 week. Is that I can't remember anything. Anyway, they mentioned the wolf people, and then Wolf shows up, and I love fairy tales, so I knew that the wolf character, either Scarlet was gonna end up turning out to be like, she's gonna have some kind of like weird wolf mutagen or something like that, or Wolf was gonna be a bad guy. And I was like 99% sure that Wolf was gonna be a bad guy, and then it turned out he was. And I knew that, so the whole Wolf being a bad guy and then falling in love with Scarlet and then, you know, wanting to protect her but turning her in and then saving her later, I knew that was gonna happen. That one thing I knew was gonna happen. Pretty much everything else, did not see that coming. Thorn, didn't see him coming at all. I like him. He's actually really funny. He's like less crazy, I smoke too much weed version of Jack Sparrow. And better hygiene than Jack Sparrow, but he's really funny. There's like pretty much everything else except for the whole wolf being evil I did not see coming, which was pretty cool because with Cinder I pretty much saw every plot twist in the book and I really enjoyed it. And it is 505 pages. That's a lot for me, especially in one day, especially on a work day, because I didn't take Scarlet to work. That was the thing. I read it all without taking it to work. Couldn't do that with Cress, because I read Cress on Wednesday. And Cress is 550 pages. And Wednesdays, I have work at 1:30, instead of 5 o'clock, but I get off at the same time, 10 o'clock at night. So I didn't have time to not take Cress to work. And I try not to take books to work, because if I take books to work, I work at a call center, and every time I get a call, get off the phone! And, you know, that would be bad, because I'm supposed to be, like, all pleasant and stuff, and, you know, do my job willingly, and I like my job, but when I'm in, you know, right here, and it's like, I don't want to be like, hello, la 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 la, get off the phone! So I had a problem with Cress, because, although luckily it was a slow night, thank goodness, but yeah, 8.5 hours at my job trying to read Cress, and every, like, 10 minutes, ding, and I'm like, but I managed to get it read, and, oh my god. Going back to the, you want your writers to get better with every book, seriously, Marissa, Meyer, I don't know how you're gonna top this. Sorry. Just saying. Because, you know, Cinder was okay, Scarlet was really good, Cress is great, unless you got, like, some kind of super Hulk gamma radiation shot of genius, like, randomly from some, like, lunar scientist that we don't know about, I don't know how you're gonna make Winter better than this. I don't know how she's gonna do that, guys, because this book is pretty awesome. And unlike Scarlet, where I did see one of the plot points coming, I did not see any of the plot points coming in Cress, except for one that I figured out from Cinder, so that doesn't really count, which is, spoiler, Cress is actually Crescent Moon, Dr. Erlin's daughter, and that she's the girl with the tangled ropes of hair from the first book. I totally figured that one out, but I figured that out when I was reading Cinder, so I don't think that counts. Everything else? No. Which is really impressive, because that takes a lot, and especially since in the first book in the series, I pretty much called everything. So Cress, I finished Cress on Wednesday, and that was 550 pages, which is a total of 1,054 pages. Apparently we're supposed to keep track of our pages. And then I finished, now this I was reading, I actually started this on Monday, but I wasn't sure if it counted or not, because it's so short. Like that. Mr. Darcy's Refuge, which was also in my Made to Be Read. I finished this, and I really, really, really liked it. Like, I love all of Abigail Reynolds' books until I got to about right here. 15 pages left to go. Like, the whole time I was waiting for this one plot point to get resolved with Charles Bingley. If anyone has seen Pride and Prejudice or read it, Charles Bingley is Mr. Darcy's friend. And in Pride and Prejudice, Bingley marries Jane, Elizabeth's oldest sister, in a double wedding with Darcy when he marries Elizabeth. And so I was waiting for the plot issue with Jane and Bingley to get resolved, and the two of them got together, and they never did, and I've never seen that before, and I was just like, whoa, Bingley just got shafted. What the heck? So this is actually my least favorite of these books, because I'm like, no, you don't understand. Darcy and Elizabeth forever, Bingley and Jane forever. Don't mess with my ships. This was 236 pages. Then, between Thursday and Friday, actually, not taking this book to work, because I knew, especially because of all the problems that I had with Cress, I knew that if I took this book to work, I would, like, if I got a call, I would chuck my book at the monitor. And this book is 600 and something pages, so that's, you know, that's a bad thing. Any of you who have seen my Made to Be Reads video know how much I love this book and was looking forward to it. I finally read and finished Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I am so happy I finished it. There has got to be a sequel series. I know there's going to be a sequel series, because the ending was a little abrupt. It didn't leave anything unresolved, really, except for one thing, which is what I think the sequel series is going to be about. And Laini Taylor, if you don't write a sequel series, I hope you're happy being responsible for the death of my happiness. Yeah, I hope that makes you happy if you don't write a sequel series, because otherwise it's either death of happiness or writing a sequel series. Those are your choices. I'm sorry. I really liked this book. Pretty much every character that I cared about, their situation got resolved. I will admit that I held out hope for a long time, basically until like the last like 20 pages, that somehow Brimstone was still alive, but he wasn't. I was hoping and hoping, because I wanted to see more of him now that Kavru knew about like her relationship with him and stuff. It's like, I'm tired of the dad figures getting killed. Okay, oh, actually, let me back that up real fast and grab Cress. Need to complain just for a second. The thing about Cress and Dr. Erlin being her dad, okay, frickin' Marissa Meyer, and technically Laini Taylor, because both of these books came out after the one I'm about to talk about. Both of these books basically pulled a Diane Zoller. Diane Zoller wrote this book, The 13th Princess, which is based on the 12 Dancing Princesses, except with the idea that there's a 13th princess, and the king was so pissed off and fed up with having daughters that he basically disowned his 13th daughter, and she was raised as a servant. Her relationship with her dad is, like, non-existent. Zita, the 13th princess, and her dad finally make amends with each other and start a relationship, and they have like 20 seconds where he's like, I'm sorry that I was such a douche, and she's like, well, you know, I'm glad that you, like, are happy with me being your daughter now, and he's like, I'm so proud of you, and then he goes and dies. Yeah. And basically, Cress and Daughter Smoke and Bone, both of them did that. And I'm just like, Diane Zoller, she started a trend. Trend must end now. I'm not happy with this. This trend needs to stop. I'm so tired of dads getting killed. Seriously, J.K. Rowling, you started a thing with dead parents in Harry Potter, and then Diane Zoller took it and mutated it into like some kind of ferocious, feels-killing monster. Please, make it end. No more dead parents, unless they're dead at the beginning of the book. Evil dead parents, I'm okay with that. So Friday, I managed to finish Dreams of Gods and Monsters, which means I also finished the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. That came in at 613 pages. I can math right now. And that left me with Saturday and Sunday. I have stuff that I do on Saturday. I go and hang out with Lorian from Lorian Kitty Books like all of Saturday. And I wasn't sure if I would have time to read. And she's like, no, you need to bring a book. And I brought the Darcy's Thrilling Passion. But because I didn't finish it, I'm not going to bring it into this video and be like, look, I finished. But I'm about 150 pages in. So, you know, I did actually get some reading done there. And finally, for Sunday, I have to be very specific about the things that I read on Sunday because I'm very religious, and so I have books and movies that I can read during the week, and then I have things that I read specifically because they help uplift me and make me feel closer to God. Those things generally are not the things that I read during the week. So, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to read on Sunday because I don't have anything that I needed to catch up on, and then I realized I have a bunch of American Girl books that I just got recently, and I love those books. American Girl makes these dolls from like different time period, and the dolls are characters in these books, individual book series, and I actually had one of my own when I was a kid, and I was like, these are totally Sunday appropriate, and also because they're about Christmas. I love Christmas. I read Felicity's Surprise. Felicity is from Colonial America, and I read Kirsten's Surprise. Kirsten is from 19th century America, but she's a Swedish immigrant, and this book is 62 pages long, and this book is 69 pages long. So all told, I read a lot, and I'm really proud of myself. So that is what I did for #AYearAthon, and I am going to be talking about some of those books at some point, and if you'd like to see, you know, me do book talks about anything else, you know, let me know. So, yeah, like and subscribe. Wish me luck next month on the #AYearAthon. I can't remember. I remembered I am deviating from the theme, the established theme, because I didn't know that there were themes when I joined, and so I came up with my own themes, and I like most of my themes better than I like the other themes. I know it had something to do with summertime. I don't remember what it is though. And I will see you guys later. Bye! Later!